The Stream of Youth. Once upon a time, there was a kind man who lived with his wife in a deserted village on a mountain. They were very old, didn't have children. Life became harsher and harsher every day for them. Their health condition didn't allow them to work hard all day. But they loved each other and they both swore that when death came to them, they would die together. And they knew that day was near. But something happened that changed everything. It was in the morning when the old man went to the forest to collect wood and mushroom. That fateful morning, the old woman stood to see him off as usual.
Are you going to the forest? Be careful.
He carefully told her.
Yes, I am. I will be back soon.
Be careful and don't go anywhere. Your eyes weren't as good as they used to be.
I have prepared your breakfast. Try to eat up.
The eyes of his wife weren't so good. He always asked her to stay home and never let her go into the forest with him. She was always worried whenever he went to the forest. Though he didn't want it, their circumstances forced him to. He had to make a living out of firewoods in the forest, in spite of his age. But thanks to that, they could live a peaceful life together. Hardships strengthened their love, even more and more. That day, like every day, the husband collected a huge amount of woods. He thought to himself that these woods would be worth a lot of money. He looked at the woods. His face grew cheerful.
Phew! It is done. Finally. Thanks to the rain last night, so many branches fell on the ground. I shouldn't worry too much. My wife wouldn't expect me to get this many.
When he finished collecting, he thought,
My wife loves mushrooms. It is still early. I must get her some.
with the woods on his back, he carefully picked the mushrooms. He really enjoyed looking at the fresh mushrooms. He imagined how happy his wife would be if she saw these mushrooms. He tried to pick as many mushrooms as he could. He didn't notice that he went further and further into the forest.
These should be enough. They look delicious. That's it. My wife will be pleased. Let's go home. She must be expecting me.
He looked up. He was frightened that the path was gone. He confusedly looked around.
Oh no, I have gone too far. How do I go home now?
He got lost in the forest. The weather was hot that day. He felt very thirsty. Luckily, while he was looking for a path, he heard the sound of water. He saw a small stream.
Ah, I hear water. How lucky I'm thirsty.
He quickly approached the stream, which reflected the sun. He put the woods and the mushrooms down. He slowly got down to the stream. His face was full of joy.
Thank God the water is so cool and fresh.
He scooped and drank the water in his palms. Suddenly, he felt way stronger. He drank some more, and once again, he felt young again. Magically, his face was turned into a young man's face. All the wrinkles were gone. His hair turned black. The water was clear and cool. He kept on drinking it. Then he turned into a handsome young man with a strong body. The old man was now a young man, looked at himself. All the marks of time disappeared. He looked at his reflection with joy. His shadow reflected on the water. The young man exclaimed,
Unbelievable! I'm young again! I can't believe this. Could this be the stream of youth? My wife will be very happy with this. I must go home quickly.
He got off the stream, grabbed the woods and mushrooms. Then the sun set. Night fell over the forest. The small house with lights gradually appeared before the old man's eyes. His wife sat by the fire. More than once, she looked to the door expecting him.
Oh, why didn't he come home yet?
She heard something outside. She stood up and walked to the door. Under the dim moonlight, she stared at the young man. The young man put the woods on the ground. He quickly approached her. She asked,
Who are you? And what are you doing here?
It's me, darling. This is hard to believe, but let me come inside first.
This voice is indeed my husband's. Why are you so late? Come on. It's cold here. Come inside, quickly.
Both walked in the house under the light. She looked at the young man. She frightened.
Is it you? Why? Why do you look like this? Is it truly you? Impossible. How?
He took her hands and confirmed.
It's me! Who else could I be?
His wife was scared. She screamed.
No, not you. Let me go. Let me go.
She burst out crying.
Darling, where are you? Come home to me.
The young man helped her up, smiled.
It's me, darling. Calm down and listen to me.
She stopped crying and calmed herself. They sat by the fire. He started to tell the story.
Here's the story, my dear.
Then he told her about the miracle that happened that day. The story about the fresh mushrooms in the forest, about how he got lost in the magical stream. After hearing the story with great curiosity, his wife spoke excitedly.
Really? How magical! If that is true, then I must get there to drink the water tomorrow. I want to be as young as you are. We'll live happily ever after for many more years.
The next day, when the sun rose, she walked with a cane and followed him into the forest. The young man helped her walk. She lost her breath while walking. They rested every few minutes. When they saw the stream, the old woman was happy.
Look, dear, the stream. Was that the stream you drank from?
The young man nodded his head.
Indeed, I drank from this stream.
She quickly got down to the stream, scooped the water, and drank it. She became a beautiful young woman. The young man happily looked at his wife. A magical stream indeed. Magic had happened again. The old woman turned into a young girl just by drinking the water. Her husband exclaimed,
Wow, it's you from decades ago. Darling, you are beautiful, just like when we first fell in love.
Oh, really, my dear? She shyly asked. She was happy that she became young again. The young girl stared at her reflection with excitement. She kept scooping for more water to drink. She was thirsty because she walked through a mountain to get here. Then she turned into a little girl. The young man was frightened.
Oh no, darling, stop! Stop it now! Stop drinking the water!
But it was too late. Wanted to be young, she drank too much water that she became a child. The child looked at her limbs, then her reflection on the water. She was scared and cried. The weepy child whispered,
The water was so good. I was so thirsty. I thought the more I drank, the longer I would be young. I didn't expect this to happen.
He looked at the child and sighed. He looked at the child and sighed.
Greed is hard to control. Now I have to take care of you like a child. What do I do now? Oh God.
The young man wrapped the child in the kimono and brought her home. After that, he had to work hard to take care of his wife in the form of a child, day after day.